Let me take a question now from Patricia Villone. Governors across the U.S. are secretly purchasing PPE and medical equipment to prevent getting outbid by other states or having it confiscated by the federal government. Talk about the short and long-term ramifications of this, and are any other countries doing the same thing?
Maybe I could just make an initial comment on that. To me, one of the biggest surprises of the COVID pandemic in the U.S. was how inadequate our distribution and allocation system was. Even when the supplies started coming in, the fact that all 50 states and big municipalities in them had different kinds of demand profiles ended up creating this very chaotic situation where it appeared that some states were getting we're getting supplies quicker than others. That I think increasingly what we're starting to see from the bottom up is states beginning to say that they can pool their capacity the same way hospitals might, so that if you got 8 or 10 states that together were in a certain region of the country and they were starting to work to decide how to pool their orders or bids, I think that will end up being a much more stable situation going forward than 50 individual states and trying to keep track of that. But I think that distribution side is critical. It's not just a supply side problem, it's an allocation problem. And that requires having a system in place to hear what all the states and big cities are requiring, and then figuring out a very sophisticated logistics or coordination method. And if we could group some of that demand by states getting together or hospitals getting together, I think that would make the system a bit more efficient.
I'll just add, I think that should also be done for private sector hospitals that themselves were scrambling. There was huge competition to get PPE, and some of them were going outside their distributors. Others felt compelled to stay with their distributors, and that created shortages.